Salam alaikum. Pensambilo akutare. Good day, good day, good day, good day. Another day, another penny. I wanted to excuse myself if I suck my teeth sometimes. Sometimes I got a bad habit. Sometimes, and I start going. Not that I got anything in my teeth. I just sometimes I do that. And I don't even notice it. My wife tells me, so I gotta stop that. I wanted to talk about the wiggle room. The wiggle room. Why I say wiggle room? Anyway, before I say anything, peace and blessings be to you guys. I hope that you guys are doing great. I pray that your family members are doing fine. I hope that you're seeking and you're finding what you're looking for or what you've been guided to do in your life. And I hope that your ancestors that help you find the peace that you're looking for. And all totality, prosperity, health, and everything. Well-being. I'm speaking about the wiggle room. Why I say wiggle, the wiggle room, the wiggle. Because I got 2 emails. They almost spoke about the same thing. They didn't leave a comment at the video, but they emailed me. And the question was, what about if the Tata has an Endoki prenda? Or a prenda that he uses particularly to do things that don't have anything to do with the, I'm not going to say it doesn't have anything to do with the Munanso, but he does not initiate anybody on that pot. He just uses it to do what we will say negative, black magic, different words, evil stuff, wickedness, bad, whatever you want to call it. What about if the Tata or the Yaya has a pot that is only for that and does not recognize none of the God children? Okay. Wherever you go and you got initiated from whatever Tata, whatever Nganga, if the house is a good house, good lineage, have principles in that lineage, principles, then no matter what, if that Tata has an Endoki Nganga, an Nganga to do that he doesn't initiate nobody, and all he uses is to do whatever, and he uses it even on his godchildren, no matter what, that Tata is still gonna be penalized. Because remember, that Tata came into a Rama that has principles. You understand? That's why I said if it's a good Rama, it's a good branch, has a good foundation. They have, honor. They follow the things that they have to follow to the letter, and the spirits that they have in there have a foundation, have honor themselves, respect themselves, don't tolerate certain things, because that's how it was implemented in the lineage since the beginning. Then if he has an Endoki, or she has an Endoki, or she has whatever type of prenda that does it, they don't use to initiate, they only use to do that, the Tata himself is still breaking breaking the codes, the things that he swore upon to follow. And his muertos are watching him, are seeing him, are analyzing him, are convicting him, are charging him. Believe me, that's why I say if the house has a foundation, if the house is a good house, if it has principles, it has morals, you know, because those houses that are like that, the muertos do not play. Those are not muertos that you got in there. They are slaves and you treat them the way you want to treat them or whatever. Those, it's not, I'm not talking about the ones that deal with that like that. So still, there's no wiggle room to get out of it. There's no wiggle room. Listen, if you do research, right, and you ask around of known tatas that started great, and for some reason or another, they ended up dying before their time. And why I say before the time? Because we have a concept and an understanding that a tata should live at least an X amount of time. Shouldn't die young. But because of the lack of respect that they have to the spirit, the broken treaties that they have with that spirit and the lineage, they break. They forget or don't understand or don't believe of the repercussions that they are gonna have due to their lack of following what they are supposed to follow, the agreements that were made and are made from the lineage, all the way down to the pact that they made with the muerto. So there's no wiggle room. There's no getting out of it. You could do whatever you want to do. You could send belonging to your godchildren, goddaughter, godson. You could wish them death. You could do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. But like I said, if you come from a good house that has a foundation, has principles, have morals, the Mfumbas come from a lineage that have these certain understandings and certain do's and don'ts and can'ts, you know, and then you don't have to do nothing. As a tata that has a godchild that does that to you, whatever, you don't have to do anything. I know. Listen, man. I don't like to talk too much because that's the reason why I you notice I sweave around things, and you guys know that I'm not blunt and come out straight up and say things and stuff, because I feel as though there's those necessary. I feel as though with the least words, people could understand if they put their mind to it. They would understand it. Let me give you one example. I know personally of an elder that had a house, godchildren, male and female, doing great. The elder himself was doing fine, financially and everything, but started doing things that was not right, and little by little it caught up to him. Because it doesn't have to happen immediately. You might not even notice it, that spirit is, in other words, let's say, looking at your offenses, and you might think that you have it under control, that they can't do nothing to you. You're untouchable. And when you least expect it, you or a loved one will start having situations, or could come into a circumstance or come into a time in their life that their life is over. And then you ask yourself, why? Why? I was doing everything right. I gave the spirits everything they need. I took care of them. It ain't just taking care of them. It ain't just giving the spirits what they need and what they, your usual, whatever you do weekly or monthly or whatever, you know, your servicios to the ngangas. It ain't just that. It's beyond that. You know, so no matter how people want to wiggle out of this, you can't wiggle out of that. Like I said, if you come from a respectable or well-established Enzo that has a foundation, that has pacts, agreements, tratados, not just with the human beings, with the spirits. Imagine if you have an ancestor, right? Let's say you have an ancestor, right? And you have your ancestor, right? And you're in Nganga, right? And let's say, let's just put an example. The ancestor is a female spirit. And this ancestor, you knew that she was tough when she had to be tough. She was loving when she had to be loving. She was stern when she had to be stern. She was humble, of good character, good principles, a loving mother, a loving wife. And you have, I'm not even going to go there. You do something, right? Or you treat a child, or you treat children, or you treat women a certain way. Don't you think that Nganga, with that female spirit in there, could be male too, but I'm using a female right now. Don't you think that Nganga will set you straight? Will tell you, hey, look at what you're doing. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. Don't you think that spirit would actually warn you, give you advice, maybe even take a repercussion from you, do something for you to put your brakes on and understand? Oh, I can't do that. But see, these are ramas. They have principles. They have good tratados. They're just not robbed and tricked into being in Nganga and used as a slave and beat on and throw fire on. And no, see, those are not the ones I'm talking about. So please don't get me, don't misunderstand me. I might sometimes say something that might maybe throw you off on something, and you think that I don't know, or I might not know, because I'm not perfect. But I maybe misspoke it, you know, or miss says something, all you have to do is ask. Email me and ask me, listen, you said this is a, oh, and if I made a mistake, I'll clarify it. And oh wow, sorry, I didn't make a, you know, like the last video, you know, I put the Baconfula, you know, if he's initiated Baconfula, but that's not the only one. If they initiated Tata and Ganga, if they initiated Tata and Kisi, if they initiated Yaya, if they initiated Baconfula, if they initiated into Pejo Prenda, if they initiated into Talanquero, if they initiated into Mayordomo, if they initiated to whatever, Manzanero, whatever. If they have initiations done, those initiations you cannot take from them. What you could do is they do not perform those duties in your end zone no more. That's it. But they still initiated. Somebody might ask them to go to another house and be, hey, could you be the Baconfula here? Here. Could you be the Yaya here? Here. Could you be the Talanquero here? Of course, they have the initiations done for that. But anyway, just wanted to come in here and bring something in and speak a little bit on that part. But nothing, guys. I hope that you guys have a great day. Got the glare in my face, so I'm trying to get you guys out of here, but you don't have to watch me like this. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, and sami la kutare.